Hey, welcome to our episode of Cider Saturday with me, Chad, of Chad's Beer Reviews. No surprise, got the last of the 4 ciders from the Wicked Grove mix pack from Aldi. This one's called Wicked Grove Paloma, bubbly and fruity cider inspired by the fresh and fruity grapefruit cocktail, 5% ABV. Let's see, hard cider, natural flavor, sulfites to preserve freshness, 150 calories, 6 grams added sugar. And actually, this thing's kind of fresh. Looks like it was canned in January, which is pretty fresh by Aldi standards. Anyway, pour it into the glass, and it's like, pretty standard cider color. I call it like a rosé. It's kind of like a white gold with like a slight pinkish hue to it. Pretty clear, very clear, I'd say. No foam, but it's normal with cider. Let's give this thing a smell. Yeah, it smells like grapefruit juice. I say it smells like a very kind of tart cider. I assume they probably went with like pink lady apples or something like Macintosh, something in like the tart red apple. Almost has like a kind of a soda kind of smell to it. I think because of that citrus, it's making me think like Sprite. So I would say it's actually not that aromatic, but these ciders have actually tasted way better than they smelled, so let's find out. Cheers. Up front, like as soon as it hit my tongue, it kind of tasted like an energy drink. Like there's so many grape, well, just say citrus sodas and energy drinks. So that was the first thing that came to my mind. And then, once it transitions on the second half, the retro nasal or whatever it's called, then the cider flavor comes in. And it actually is like a lot more juicy than I thought. I thought it was going to be like some kind of like bone dry cider, but it's actually, it's a little sweet. I mean, it's only 6 grams of sugar in here. There's this, like I said, there's a tannic kind of quality to it, but there's also this like, almost like a chemical kind of thing, or kind of like a, hospital grade, like sanitary, like it actually kind of burns my nostrils a little. It's weird because like this can's pretty fresh, from relatively speaking. It's only 3 months old, not even. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised to get like this kind of slightly sharp, astringent note. I mean, it's only there for like a second or two, but it's enough to like. Every time I take a sip, it's kind of like throwing me off. Like, what is that? It's probably just like the grapefruit extract. This does not taste like real grapefruit. You can tell this is just some kind of grapefruit flavor that they add. I mean, it says right here, hard cider, natural flavors. It doesn't say grapefruit juice. Or, we put 1,000 pounds of real grapefruit in every barrel. It doesn't say anything like that. So basically, this is kind of like a hard soda, or kind of like a hard energy drink, but without the caffeine, obviously. It's nice because like it's got that nice grapefruit flavor. So like you taste the fruit, you think sweet, even though this isn't like super sweet. 6 grams of sugar. That's about half compared to the Bellini. I think it was 11. And that cider was actually, remarkably sweet. That was very juicy. This one is, like I said, it's kind of like a soda. It's like a soda or energy drink, but without the fizz, obviously. And as far as like the base cider on there, it's, just kind of like a generic, slightly tart apple. It could be like Honeycrisp or Pink Lady or Jazz Apple, something like that. But again, it's fairly dry, so you're not getting any juicy quality on here. I've noticed all these Wicked Grove ciders have had pretty much the same body and mouthfeel and all that. So I'd probably say it's like medium body, but fairly low carbonation. It's not as thirst quenching as some of the other ones, because this actually finishes pretty clean. Like there's no residual, like there is that kind of tannic chemical kind of thing that lingers for like, I don't know, a second or two, but then if like my mouth feels like I haven't drank anything at all. So it's not like, on one hand that's good because, it's like drinking water. So, it doesn't have any residual aftertaste. But on the other hand, it's like, it says something about this cider is like it doesn't have like a ton of flavor to it. And there's like a light tartness in there, which I should have mentioned, from the beginning. But yeah, to me, all these Wicked Grove ciders, these have been more like canned cocktails. Like these are clearly just, all four of them are just, the selling point is the fruit with like, that 5% ABV. So like you get like a little bit of an alcohol sensation. But, these are like actually way lower in alcohol than like a lot of like the canned cocktails out there. I think I've given all of them at least like a 7. To me, this is like a 6. Yeah, I'm going to go 6 out of 10 for the Paloma. It just doesn't have like a whole lot of flavor, and like the flavor that's there to me tastes kind of artificial. And like I said, there's like that kind of chemical astringent off note or whatever it is. But I mean, otherwise, it's this is really easy to drink. Nobody's gonna make a problem drinking this one. So yeah, check these out at Aldi. All right, well, if you watch all the way in, you're awesome. Thanks for watching. Check out regular old Chad's beer reviews, Sunday through Friday. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it, Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's beer reviews.
Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.